gur mághibhla agus fáilte ganúir réideó Alpanach Australia a jazz ag coig EBI in our 3.1 FM Erstidteach EBI World no Sruig an line. As Misha Renich Nick Gary. Good afternoon and welcome to Scottish Radio Hour here at 5 EBI 103.1 FM or Digital EBI World. My name is Rachel Hay and a special welcome to anyone listening from further afield with our streaming service at www.5ebi.com.au. How are you today? I myself am well, although I did have a tooth out on Friday and it's still a bit sore, so if you can't understand me, that's probably why. But I am keen to start, as I usually do, with This Week in Animal News. Hameisha Macalior, ach, chai miach gal the herring amach jihunia agus hai asked Cargorst, Gamagorst, Ki Mahami Cardar of a fiction, Shin and Over. Ach, Hami Erson Toshihi, Maj is Avishron, Lenayach Bagan. Vrein me a me shahai, me en Kudan Mahan Ban, a rugig an Eivor, and Bliana. I told you last month about a polar bear cub born in the Highland Wildlife Park near Aviemore. He had his first health check last month. Since then, the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland held a competition to name him, and the result is that the cub has been named Brody. Well, Chaya Animnachag Lefarapish and RZSS, agus sé Brody ahead anish. Hanurang don bohloi a eichen ast, leis geveles yn y sefahid ast al yn tai prifadach sa farc. Ach, hadw lawn can be a car clúvor. Mar a vrahar vachion ceir bliana. Brody and his mother are still in an enclosure closed to park visitors, but it's expected that he will prove a very popular attraction, just as his older brother did in 2017. And some pictures were released on Saturday of Brody and his mum in their outdoor enclosure as he encountered his first snow. Hai Jalavanur a school of Jasaharnia, as Jade of Brody, Snach Gaichen, Sanachiad, Teres. Hij le stampa, agus sinning richsa na Jalavanai Eichen bbc.com for Anyam Snow Bear. Brody is definitely an adorable little bear cub, and you can find the pictures on the BBC website under the heading Snow Bear. And we might as well go to our first tune here, and while it's the wrong sort of bear, here's the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards playing the Black Bear. fair fasger in a lossy, an murra for chassage tuargag lemender and mare. A rune agus gekeen ual. It is in charge. A man near Lossiemouth in Murray has been charged with intentionally and recklessly disturbing a pod of dolphins. It happened on the 25th of March, and he repeatedly drove his boat through the group. Hachashaw an coig of la erichet yn varst, nure graive an bate ge trom vrasken. Chaef on charge le ach nam vier vehich agus na duche. He has been charged under the Wildlife and Countryside Act, but it's not an isolated incident, although possibly for him. According to conservationists, dolphins have been increasingly disturbed since lockdowns have ended, with feeding grounds in Murray Firth the worst affected. Hanyas an van ar ein seo. Yr luch gianni, ha barach dyn leimad yn mare a tuargnach van y chreignach na glasi yn soia, gehari sy'n lynia faraf, far a yihasit. Stoch ag yn cheg leimad yn mare fo echgol van lar a hiha achga, nu ag yn cheg yet yn lion le bata. Son of o'r chwch, sawn gyrich na chael ffisach dyn a jen of sport ac yn ushga, gyn jen et crawn na leimad yn mare mar sin. Ach uren an ella be ffisach dyn a jehat a jen of. Dolphins might be scared away from areas where they can find food, or even be injured by a boat. Mostly it's just boaters and water sporters steering too close to the dolphins, unaware of the damage they might do. But on other occasions, people are intentionally chasing or harassing dolphins. Further north, a 13-metre-long sperm whale has been seen around Shetland, and there are concerns it will strand itself. Chaimach mar a spúta reiching fas ger shelting, agus ha dúine gafel drug gom fase awn yn sas, an troi, nio awn yn ushge eil doing. Bi mach mar a spúta, hu havas diach a dúch naf, agus ha jólichen am biach gun danu sio van larach doing, a ha mu cer 50 kilometeren anier na Hellenen. Sperm whales are a deep-diving species, and this one is thought to have drifted in from its usual deep-sea habitat about 80 kilometres west of the islands. Hugh Harrop, a wildlife photographer who has been watching it from a distance with a drone, says it has already become semi-stranded at least twice in the 10-metre deep water around South Whiteness. Hurst Harrop, Njach Yalov, a hakoya der of a le drone, Gundarase awn yn lehas dahuras ast. Sangu car trich a gathas mach mar a spútach an yn treplet man gyrst alba. Vas mach mar a fichet meteren a gaatje som foljach an yri, fasger yn ish, agus ferella awns na herag awn yn davilas yn o'i jeg. Sperm whales have previously got into difficulty on Scotland's coast, with a 20-metre-long whale dying last January near Inverness, and another one in 2019 in Harris. And in 2008, a 12-metre-long sperm whale died in shallow water in the Murray Firth near Inverness. Alan da vele sahach, vas nog maar spútach da jeg vit a raadje, an an uske doing, some linja vara fashger in an ish. Ach, sanjer a vas, ounds na herrig, noch 1 kilogram skuttel, so vru, an mesk, lientan, strappichen pachki, pachen and plastic, agus coupen and plastic. The whale that stranded in Harris was found to have 100 kilos of litter in its stomach, including fishing nets, rope, packing straps, plastic bags and plastic cups in a compacted mass. And now I think we might listen to some Pete and Diesel. Not just because I want to, for once, but because their song My Island was used by the Western Isles Council over the last few years as a soundtrack in a campaign to make summer tourists more responsible about cleaning up after themselves.
From the north, the newest stars at the Isle of Skye. Are you from the Isle of Barra, Egmont, from Orkana? Are you from the Rocky Waters or the Hebrides? day we die. From the Isle of Arran, Rassie, Isle of Tura, Malaga. You're from the sound of Muller, could it be Tyree? You're from Oskerivor, or is it the Omana Store? Are you from the Rocky Waters or the Hebrides? Oh, this is my island, oh, this is my island. From the port on Nice right through the Mission till the end of time. Oh, this is my island, oh, this is my island. We feed the sheep and cut the bees until the day we die. The hills of Harris, are you from the north of US, or is it the Isle of Skye? Are you from the Isle of Blara, Egg, Muck, Rum or Canna? Are you from the Rocky Waters or the Hebrides? Are you from the Isle of Arran, Rassie, Isle of Tura, Malaga? Are you from the sound of Muller, could it be Tyree? Are you from Oskerivor, or is it the old man of Store? Are you from the Rocky Waters or the Hebrides? Oh, this is my island, oh, this is my island. From the port on Nice right through the Mission till the end of time. Oh, this is my island, oh, this is my island. We feed the sheep and cut the bees until the day we die.
School children in Orkney are helping rare seabirds, the little terns, to thrive. Ha klein scolia awn yn argyf a cydjach ag nyn stiarnig yn becca. Sin far of elonsgu a stuia yen a starnig yn syndrioch gynichtje, agus hige twa Africa yn eir gach geplan gus ian a vre ounce na Helenan. Orkney has the UK's most northerly population of little terns, which migrate from West Africa every April to breed in the islands. However, the nesting site they choose is right between a busy road and a popular beach. Gymiorsynach, siar leis na starnigan, larach gyrach et yn raad agus trai fellifawr. Snablain hyn siachai, fi ag a horlia a chwr suas fensa, gwrs na starnigan a gianach. Ach, chanawn gatrich o fi ag na starnigan a brech uan etter na fensichan. In previous years, the RSPB fenced off an area, but they noticed that the terns rarely nested within the fenced-off area. That's where the school pupils come in. Pupils from the Hope and Barry primary schools make posters marking out the nesting sites, put down tern decoys to encourage them to nest and breed, and clean the beach to make it ready for the birds. Ach, fa iawn car y blianachan, ha cloen sgalia van sgere post yr enna ienaf, gus na hatjachan soplachan a hanasachig, cwli an hawlig a chwrs hias, agus yn trai a skiplachig. Yr offiga fólum na RSPB, charo pesiach ach na stiarlagan, mos dalsich na cloen sgalia part a gawl, awn yn immersed. According to RSPB's Orkney's education officer, Holly Peake, the little terns had absolutely no success here before the kids got involved. They're just so enthusiastic. I presume she means the children and not the terns. They tell their parents, their grandparents, and that message just spreads around the whole community. Hanna clown gyrich ho jealous a chwrsti. Breni et reish and parentan, rhys yn sian parentan, agus mar sian sgwli yn siachgarach troncolio fat. Han stiarnag bec na stiarnag as luchas yn ddrioch gynnytio, agus hahar yn biach na chawn ach 2,000 wan yn yw agl awn am bretting. The Little Tern is the UK's smallest tern, and there's thought to be only 2,000 pairs of them left in Britain. One of their biggest threats is litter, which they can mistake for food and either eat themselves or give to their chicks, which poisons them. Ha scuttle gyma cornistach gaif, leis gan biag et ysmaeniwchig greu biag a hawn, agus nyr i hiasiatsan nio an codesiagan an scuttle, mar poinsian gaif. Cudjach, ha an uyanach yen un da rishaganявach, ashen cudjachau mar gian an shalagaran, a chasasadach koshicharan na huyan of rishach. The eggs are also the same colour as the sand, which is good camouflage against predators, but easily destroyed by unsuspecting walkers. And it's time for another song. So here's Talitha Mackenzie with Funky Bird Medley.
Funky Bird.
Phoebe Lawson is the name of a 15-year-old from Stonehaven who just won the Springboard Future Chef, a UK-wide competition which aims to inspire careers in hospitality. Phoebe Lawson yn tannu mae her caleg coleg bliana jeir rys a ha farapes cocarach a fwynachach. Ie hi ri milchan jerin oga ella van skolchen fiag yn rioch gynigje. Agus fwynesio yn y farapes yn ynadol, agus reiniel, mas jachi gofloning, faren do ie hi ri jeg oglich ella har 3 uren. Thousands of young people representing hundreds of schools around the country entered the contest, and Phoebe won both the local and regional heats before being selected to represent the north of Scotland in London, competing for 3 hours against 11 other competitors. She prepared chicken with tarragon-infused tomato, fondant potato, wilted spinach, cauliflower puree, and grain mustard sauce, as well as vanilla panna cotta with poached pear, chocolate and hazelnut oil, and bee pollen crumb. Ryan Phoebe Fjallkirke le oil crea tarraganach, bundata, Bonigan, Blonigan gaf molesgil, awlan calvrolin, agus saus skelling, agus cudjach panna cotta, vanilla, colry pearan slurpte, chocolate, ola, kno chalting, agus cremigan shelling. Siadol gyma fancy, agus a ffys agad gyra Gymru ymag facal o lorig sy'n achlo, gos sy'n y ra, agus hadwr mi lorig fondant, agus chaniam y cyn siach je ha sy'n a cilwchig hyf bwndada ach gyw. Ha Phoebe yn dach as gan bi sio ga chwdjachig, gos cwrs a beth ach rwy. Sna blechan sio cheering. It all sounds very fancy, and Phoebe says she hopes her win will help shape her future career in the coming years. I have lots of plans for the future, she said, and I'm looking into different apprenticeships across the UK. It is brilliant that this has meant lots of opportunities have come my way to help my future career. And I biach agam, son an awmri chach, hurst Phoebe. Ha mi a torst soul jeffa prentasach gan fiag an rioch ganigje. Ha scaniel, gavel sha emig curum a horst hugam. Agus uri cudjach doaishan ec sha. Be a gopper collery cochgar an clúvor an bliana, uri cead not isha, agus coig cead not gus gurras an a chelachig ec an skolech. Prizes for the competition include working alongside celebrity chefs at the Royal Ascot horse race, £100 in cash for herself, and £500 for her school to spend on new home economics equipment. Now, this is an Irish song I'm about to play, but it's about food, and I just really like the harmonies in it. As I've mentioned before, I like a cappella harmonies. So here you go, Mary Black with her family singing Colcannon.
Well, did you ever make Colcannon made with lovely pickled cream, with the greens and scallions mingle like a picture in a dream? Did you ever make a hole on top to hold the melt and flake of the creamy flavoured butter that our mothers used to make? Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made Colcannon in the little skillet pot. Well, did you ever take potato cake and boxed it to the school? Tucked underneath your oxter with your books, your slate and rule. And when teacher wasn't looking, sure a great big bite you take of the creamy flavoured, soft and melting sweet potato cake. Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made Colcannon in the little skillet pot. Well, did you ever go a-courting, boys, in the evening sun went down, and the moon began a peeping from behind the hill down. And you wander down the boreen where the Chloricon was seen, and you whispered love and praises to your own dear sweet Colleen. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made Colcannon in the little skillet pot. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made Colcannon in the little skillet pot.
Sifagés Jochri Uir Radio Alpanach Australia Ajes Eg Coig EBI en 92.1 FM Digitach EBI World no Shuig online. You are listening to Scottish Radio Hour on 5EBI 103.1 FM Digital EBI World or streaming online. Ham program Sharson Leach for Alpa agus van Chloe Alpanach and Shaw Alan Australia Ajes agus Effiel Naducha. This programme is for those interested in all things relating to Scotland and the Scottish diaspora here in Australia. Mae ha si ferson tech a chwrhyging agus fi nw'r balradio cha fi sin $8 gach bliana. Cryf ffôn gwmaire. Ec nioni ceir 1-3 siach da coig 3 siach. If you'd like to help us stay on air, you can become a member for only $10 a year. To find out more or to get an application form, please ring Margot on 0413 722 537. That's 0413 722 537, or email the membership secretary at ebiscotradiosa@gmail.com. That's all one word, all lowercase, ebiscotradiosa@gmail.com. Now it's about time for the What's On. So, it was a busy month this last month. April less so, but there's still a number of things to mention. Saturday the 16th, which is still a week and a half away, the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society April pop-up market, which will be at the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society Hall, 189 Semaphore Road, Exeter, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m, Saturday the 16th of April. Now, as always, COVID restrictions are changing. The directory is published in January, so things are subject to change. So if you're interested in anything I mentioned, get in touch with the people hosting it, who in this case, as I said, is the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society. And so you should contact Chief Jenny Niven. Email Jenny, Niven, Niven, at hotmail.com, or mobile 0400 896 131. It's 0400 896 131 if you're interested in double checking that the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society April pop-up market is still on 9 to 3 on the Saturday the 16th. Friday the 22nd is the Manapara Caledonian Society social dance, and that will be at the Grenville Hub, 6 Playford Boulevard, Elizabeth. I think this might be the place where they say make sure you go in through the back door. But nevertheless, you should. It doesn't say what time that is even, so definitely get in touch with Lorraine Findlay, the contact person, whose email is tazddev1. It's tazddev1 at chariot.net.au. That's chariot, like an old-fashioned Roman competitive car. And that will be the phone number 0413 347 076. That's 0413 347 076. Get in touch with Lorraine Findlay at the Manapara Caledonian Society if you're interested in attending their social dance on Friday the 22nd of April, Grenville Hub, Elizabeth. I don't know what time it starts, that's where you need to get in touch. Saturday the 23rd, Port Adelaide Caledonian Society is having a pre-Anzac high tea with small pipes for entertainment. That's 2 to 5 p.m. at the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society Hall, which, as I've mentioned, is 189 Semaphore Road, Exeter. And it says small pipers, harp, flute and voice, presenting a programme to reflect war and conflict. As I said, it's a pre-Anzac high tea. So, again, that's the Port Adelaide Caledonian Society. So to find out more, get in touch with Jenny Niven. jenny.niven@hotmail.com or 0400 896 131. That brings us to Tuesday the 26th of April, when the Robert Burns Study Group meets 7:30 p.m. in the corner room of the Burnside Council offices, which are the corner of Portrush and Greenhill Roads. Again, double check, this time with John Thornton. You can contact by email at John, John, Jan, Jan 4, johnjan4 at gmail.com, or by mobile phone 0409 863 235 to find out more about the Robert Burns Study Group, Tuesday the 26th. Sunday the 1st of May is the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society History Festival at the Mitcham Cultural Centre, which is Princes Road. That's just, if you go up Arnley Road, up Bel Air Road and turn off Princes Road, it's there. So there's Come and Try Scottish Country Dancers. I'm not sure what that makes it a history... it's part of a history festival. Come and Try Scottish Country Dancers as part of the Mitcham Cultural Centre's History Festival. That's 2 to 4 p.m, Sunday the 1st of May. And to find out more, I think this would be the Adelaide Scottish Country Dance Group and Social Club, which has 2 contacts listed. So I've already told you Lorraine Findlay's details, so we'll mention her again. Lorraine Findlay, email is tazddev1 at chariot.net.au, and you can contact her at 8255 9243 to find out more about the Come and Try Scottish Country Dancers, the Mitcham Cultural Centre, on Sunday the 1st of May. And that's it for the What's On.
The What's On is brought to you by our sponsors, the Scottish Banner newspaper. The Scottish Banner is Australia's national Scottish newspaper, available each month with news from Scotland and the Australian Scottish community. Get your copy at newsagents or by subscribing at www.scottishbanner.com. For a good Scottish read, get the Banner.
And Scottish Radio are looking for more sponsors, so if you own a small business and would be interested in supporting our programme, please get in touch with us. You can have a small sponsorship announcement on the radio like the one you've just heard, and reach a wider audience in the Scottish community and beyond, because a lot of people listen to 5EBI. So get in touch with us at Scottish Radio, chat to our secretary, Margot Murnett, on 0413 722 537. That's 0413 722 537, or get in touch with the committee via our email ebiscotradiosa@gmail.com. ebiscotradiosa, all one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. And somewhat related to that, here's a massed virtual Gaelic choirs singing Horan the Wave, Give Me Your Hand. Ag táise go bhíos seo nach dealbhain is na méan an sáisialta de skip a bheit ritamh seann ofas fólum na Cárne ans an open. One de leorichan Gaelic. At the start of March, photos emerged on social media of a skip found next to the old education offices in Oban, full of Gaelic books. Most were brand new, and some still had their plastic packaging, being sent to landfill. Bheit cutchas mai an leorichan uair, agus fiann you asked ounce of plastic. Hwrs nabian gundagalav skip Yana and Shorsa and Shachkan Roach Gudjach. Neighbours said that a similar skip of books had been taken away the previous week. Needless to say, this left parents and others in the town angry, and they called Common Namparent to step in. Chaniel e riavian yingantach gundagach sio parent yn ysgwtsiala savala feragach. Agus hanig etan gun Common Namparent, agus Common Namparent gaf maleshgul gan skip. Hanig etan agus Common Namparent gan skip gus grown liorichan a havalich. Chaniel liorichan gehari liorichan galig seir, agus buchor gan liorichan agal an cur guskolchan trovein na galig agus gachellichan. Gaelic books are not cheap, and those books could have been distributed to Gaelic medium schools and to parents. Volunteers came to take most of the books from the skip and do just that. Hacoria gael is bach roundsige gehasig mar a gaisio a yenef. Gehari as je de galagan wel feestrachig person te aller accounts van skip kudjach kai inschach gro shin and rot. Haroe esgas gun jach na liorig en Gaelic landfill she esgas gro dullig en kudramach haun ach ki. The Argyll and Bute Council has since started an investigation into the matter, especially after papers with personal information were also found in the skip. And we haven't heard any Runrig in a while, so here's Fihat Bliana, the subject matter of which I feel is somewhat related to this story. Each park called a landmark and in Strasby can be cwtch yn agaras yn ach a dŵnsio cawn na casge, ma harag a yi loch gobrach. Nio, sinarach gymenadjach, a yi tehan loch gobrach. The Landmark Park in Strathspey have said that some of their activities and sites will be closed over Easter due to a shortage of workers. Or rather, a shortage of houses for workers. The park said that both they and the majority of other tourism businesses in the area have had trouble finding workers. Ha far gawn yn drochyd char y gra gyfel dwlgadas yna gyhyn agos a fwrchwyd diagrach as yn tyrasach elas yn sgire y hyf lwch obrach astag. Hwrst art offigar comparstiach as grach as sgire y fel neu rwy, Mark Tate, gyfel G. Hehan ag pris reas yn a torst boi na hawn diagyn son obrachan a lianach. The head officer of the Cairngorms Regional Business Partnership, Mark Tate, said that a lack of housing at a reasonable price has had an effect on how many people are in the area or are able to move into the area long term to fill job vacancies. He said efforts are being made to increase provision of housing in the national park through the Cairngorms Housing Partnership. Eirpen, maar comparsichas teiadas a charn gyrym, maar roi e gráichan a lesachig. Ach, cydjach ha colia na gaeltoch, a coia tri sgýra smachgachi a chowarachig, awn badjanach agus strasbe, gas na fiag awn jehehan mal garach, da luchtarach a chungialachig. A senior Highland councillor also said recently that changes to rules on short-term lets are needed immediately to address a housing emergency in Badenoch and Strathspey. Well, everywhere, really, as second home ownerships and short-term lets have created a housing crisis for locals all over the Highlands and Islands. One place where locals have recently managed to gain ownership over a local property is in Knoydart, though. Yinch Corushnach awn yn Knoydart, gyfel iadair yn tai sienche, Yanadal, Ashka, a Llawnach. A community in Knoydart say that they have bought the local pub. I think I reported on this a few years ago when they first started trying to buy it. It's the Old Forge in Inverie, the main village on the Knoydart Peninsula, and it's now in community ownership. Saunlish na dyn hain yn eisiau ha an Old Forge awn yn inner ei. Han Old Forge clw a chosnach le aatja awn yn lawr Guinness, maar yn tai siense as ymlacher tier mor verratting. Chwrym fer leis yn dra yn tai siense a farigi. Chwrym fer leis yn roe yn tai siense a farigi an uri ec pris fasger le villian north. The Old Forge is most famous for having a place in the Guinness World Records as the most remote pub on the British mainland. Its previous owner put it on the market last year for £425,000. About 100 people live in the area, and 70 of them decided in consultation to buy the pub. Hamu ceir dyrnia fyrach san sgire is hug 3 fichat sy jeich biach siachat awn yn corcorliachi mwyflana yn tai siense a chiawnach. Chwr chafwr a hola dyrnia tach rys y fiach is chai byn a fel common corrisnach an Old Forge a steachig. Hug et cwr is 300,000 nod is hanig cwdjach fastyras yn iaran agus mwyn siel nan corrisnachgan. Almost everyone supported the motion and established a group called the Old Forge Community Benefit Society. They raised more than £320,000 and also received funding from the Scottish Land Fund and the Community Ownership Fund. This was used to buy the pub, and there is money left to make improvements on the building. Chai seo a chwacha gus an tai siense a chiawnach agus ha erig a dawn son lesachian a géanamh an togalach codjach. Each common corrisnach an Old Forge gan séid prohajan a chud ash as deach in granachas agus project an corrisnach gala. The Old Forge Community Benefit Society have said that profits will be put back into the business and also to other community projects. We worked hard for months on this and we are happy that we have the pub, said the group secretary Stephanie Harris. Horst Runere Nabunia Stephanie Harris rapreshin gecroi fat vias yn an seo agus hashin eid ar doi gavel an tai siense aging. Han Old Forge cho fyr chudramach do fehe horsielte chroin jarst agus do economy na skira. Leis gavel an eisiau an wafan na corrisnach, syrin lein a rwy an an doi a ha a gopper do vaintje an aatje, agus don a milchen mór a ha túlaring a hula bliana. The Old Forge is extremely important to the social life of Knoydart and to the economy of the region, the secretary said. Since it is now in the hands of the community, we can run it in a way which works for the people of the place and for the many thousands that visit us every year. The Knoydart estate itself was bought by the people in 1999. Chai oirach Knoydart hain a chiawnach leis na daine an a méle na chéad ceirfichat sa 90 agus hahar an dáchas gum foscail an taishen se asúd ag am na casca. It's hoped that the Old Forge pub will reopen at Easter. Now for a song that will pretend is related to the story about a pub because it's about brandy. Here's Pete and Diesel again with a request from my fiancée Brandy in the Addy. And that's all we'll have time for today on Scottish Radio Hour at 5 EBI 103.1 FM. Mar sin é bhua manéis bhán uair radio alpanach Australia jazz at Coig EBI 92.1 FM. Jerry and Drasta agus sorry lap. He shanu an achachking. Ach na falov. Ferich son uair radio eranach ekle uair. Scottish Radio Hour will be back at the same time next week. And of course, don't forget Celtic Radio Hour at 5 p.m. on Saturday. And in fact, why go anywhere now? Stick around and listen to our friends at Irish Radio Hour coming up shortly at 1:30. Until then, here's Pete and Diesel.
We're the P and the D from Stornoway town. We're in a hired van that better not break down. We'll stop for a smoke, some coffee and tea. We'll reach in Bersneggy, grab a burger with cheese. Well, go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey, give it laldy. Take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey, give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey, give it laldy. From the dash, he said, just ignore it, it's a pile of trash. There's a cove on a bike, and he's in that way. It's Tony Duffy coming to watch us play. Well, go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey and give it laldy. Go and pour yourself a little brandy, take it to the Abbey, give it laldy. Pour yourself a little brandy. Give it laldy!
5 EBI.
5 EBI. Here a world of difference.